Oh my God. Oh, I've forgotten everything. It's been like, how long's it been? 4 weeks? Hi. 4 weeks, and I'm like, have I got everything? Have I missed something? Hello. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty much back to normal, whatever that is. I'm all right. The only thing, hang on, let me just send out my story. The only thing I think that is still not 100% is my energy levels. So I would attribute some of that to the fact that my routine's changed with the kids. I'm taking the kids to and from school again at the moment, whereas usually in the past they would get the bus, so I wouldn't have to get up at like 6 a.m. And I get up at 6 a.m. now. And it doesn't matter if I'm taking the kids to school or not, I'll still wake up at 6. And I know most of you are like, yeah, duh. I am not used to this. It's hard. But I've been a lot more productive. I've got a lot more stuff done. But yeah, thank you everyone. For those of you that don't know, I was away for the last 4 weeks because I had a kidney operation. I have had a stent put in, and the stent is going to be taken out next week. So, yeah, I've had minimal issues with it. I did when I first came back. I had like codeine and paracetamol, which is cocodamol, is it? But I ended up not taking. What else did they give me? I had something stronger as well. But I ended up not taking anything because I was feeling very zonked out. And I was getting bored because I started playing a wonderful game called Genshin Impact on my Xbox. I'm really into it now. I'm adventure level 35 now, which is a big deal. So that happened. But what was happening was because of the being on the meds, it was making me too docile, so I couldn't do anything. And I was a little bit like, I couldn't be bothered with, not being awake, because I remember feeling like I was on the nod. I was like this, like trying to talk to Guy. And I wasn't really very present, so I just ended up not having my tablets, and I made sure that I was eating very non-inflammation kind of foods, so no carbs hardly, lots of green veg, loads of fruit, turmeric, cinnamon, I can never say that word, ginger, garlic, honey, lemon juice, black pepper, all in a drink every morning. I still do that now, so my body wasn't feeling inflamed. And that's the thing, the reason why you take painkillers is because of the inflammation in the body. So I managed to do it in a way where I didn't have to take any meds. I just ended up doing it in a natural way, which is really cool. Synonym. Hello, JLF. It is a new game. Yeah, I've never talked about Genshin Impact before, have I? Does anyone else play Genshin Impact? I love it. It's such a cool game. Hello, Raphael. Oh, you used to? Yeah, see, I'm really spoilt with this game. Both me and Guy are playing it, my husband. And we realised that this game, I think, is about 4 years old. It's called a gotcha game. So you don't have to, like, the way that it is, it's made is really, really clever. So you can just play the game and not buy like wishes and stuff and primogens and all that kind of thing. It's a really gotcha game. Gachi, yeah, gachi, is it? Gotcha? Gacha, yeah, there you go. So it's a specific type of game, which is I think it's a Japanese word, but sometimes it gets referred to as a got you game, as in it's got you because you're paying to play it. It's a free game. Yeah, I've got matcha on the go. Yay! Yeah, gotcha. It's a chance game. It's a certain percentage that you'll pull. Yeah, so I have spent a little bit of money on it. I think I've got the battle pass for it, which is cool. And I've probably spent 30 quid on wishes to get some of the 5-star characters. So yeah, I really like that game. Not a Jeremy Beadle got you. No. So, yeah, welcome in, everyone. Thank you for coming to see me after my hiatus. Is that the right word? Hello, little Poggy. So, let's have a little listen. First track today is JLF and Little Miss Natalie. There's a name I've not heard for a while. And this is called To The. It's an awesome tune. Microtransactions are the worst thing added to gaming. I would agree with you usually, but you don't need to go down that route with Genshin Impact. They've really thought about it. So yeah. Oh my god, the last gacha game that I spent $12,000 US. What? Oh my god. Hey, look, the thing is, if you can, you spend your money on whatever you want. Because to some people, these games are really important. It's not just the game, it's the community around it as well. That's what makes these games like Final Fantasy, for example. There's a whole community. And if you're really into it, then I completely can understand why you would get that into it. It's not just you playing a game at that point. It's a whole like network of people, and it's like a whole other thing. Times are changing. I spent €400 on Counter-Strike skins. I got hacked. Ah! Oh, thank you, Bradley. Yeah, I agree. I still am a bit of a supplement whore, but I have been very slowly but surely swapping all my supplements for natural alternatives. So yeah. You were third strongest in the game. There you go. There you go. At least you're not being like Elon Musk and pretending that you're playing Diablo when you're not. I don't know what that was all about. Yeah, FIFA's a little bit. Yeah. Anyway, let's move on. Here is the first track today. This is JLF and Little Miss Natalie, and this is called To The. And they've done an amazing job on this. It's awesome. Oh my goodness, what an amazing tune to kick us back off with. Well done, Josh. Really, really great tune. I mean, your production, the last few that I've heard, it's gone up another level again. And I think now, because of your consistency, you're probably finding it's happening more often in terms of, you know, keeping up the quality of the tracks that you're making and ideas just slotting in quicker. Yeah, I really liked it. There's always more to learn, and it's good that you feel that way, because you probably know, you probably more so, I don't know. I was going to say maybe because years ago I used to know, obviously I still do, but when I'd speak to producers, engineers and stuff years ago, they would be like really set in their ways. But I think now that we've got an era of, there's a lot more like algorithmic plugins, a lot more choice, and a lot more soft synths, VSTs, plugins, and not having to rely on hardware as such. I do think that people's mindset has changed a little bit for the better, in that they understand that there's still more stuff that they can learn. Yeah, you can push the back. You could back then as well, but I think that the opportunities were definitely limited. But I do agree with you, Kenny. Yeah. And yeah, so JLF just said that I did a track with Dave Jackson last weekend. Always reminds me of how much there is I don't know. This is why it's really good to go and collaborate with someone on your level, someone who's maybe starting and shows an interest in learning music production, and people who you look up to, because they will all give you different perspectives, and you'll very quickly, once you've got your own, once you've got a bit of confidence in what you're doing, you'll learn to trust your own intuition. This is okay. So I liken everything to do with music production and the journey of music production, the philosophy of music production. I see it as being extremely linear to self-development on a much, much deeper level. This doesn't necessarily apply to everyone, but it's just my interpretation of it. So in terms of, like, say, self-awareness, self-development, spiritual, whatever you want to call it, I like to take on board the stuff that resonates with me, and then I can disregard anything else. So, for example, there's no strict religion in my mind that I would be bound to, because I might like some things someone says about something, but I might not like all of it. So I like to pick and mix stuff, whatever that is, with, beliefs, personal development, and also certain information is only going to be relevant to you when you're ready to hear it. So, for example, going back to music production, but again, remembering that this is also relevant for self-development and self-awareness and self-reflection. If I was ever told something, probably by Guy, me and Guy have been together for 11 years and he's given me a lot of advice over 11 years. He could tell me stuff years ago that went straight over my head, but it would have been good advice, but I wouldn't have been ready for it yet. And that would have been probably because I didn't have any tangible application for that knowledge. So sometimes you can, what it's like when you watch something and you're like, oh, I don't even understand that. A good example would probably be something like mid-side compression or even mid-side EQing. Understanding that, but then understanding where that's applicable to use in your own projects are two different things. So yeah, picking and choosing when you're ready. Yeah. So always go back and reevaluate as well. I like to do that sometimes, even the simple stuff. I'll go back and like question what I'm doing, why I'm doing it. A really good example the other day, and I'm sure it was you, JLF, who mentioned about this. I put a post on Facebook about thinking outside the box as an artist, as a music producer, as a DJ, whatever. And you replied, Josh, and you said that's why you don't use a template anymore. So my post was about not being original, but being more authentic, and trying to don't be afraid to break your door, think outside the box, which I know is a very blasé term, and not being, basically trying to get at this side of like, just experiment, blue sky thinking. Ask yourself, like, why can't I have a reverb before a compressor, or a compressor before a reverb? Mess around with stuff, try stuff out. Just because you've been told shit doesn't mean you need to like just believe in it, believe that that's the only way. You need to know why something is the way that it is by trying it yourself. There's nothing that can be replaced by your own experience. So JLF, Josh, said to me that's why he stopped using templates. And again, I've had students recently where they bought a template, for example, and they got some good results with it, and now they feel stuck using the template. And not using the template is forcing them into realizing, I don't really understand maybe some of the basics of sound design, getting things sounding good without needing a limiter to push everything, that kind of thing. So hi Becky. So yeah, I've lost my train of thought now. What were we talking about? Thinking outside the box. Yeah. Oh, this is why I started producing hardstyle, techno, hard trance, future rave, side trance. Making different sounds and genres helps a lot with keeping your mind fresh. I agree, and I think that it's important to keep you interested in it. And that was it. Going back to why we're talking about this, it's about Josh saying, I still have so much more to learn. And I'm really happy that you're saying that, mate, because again, with a couple of my students recently with templates, when they're using templates, they feel like they don't know, they haven't got anything else to learn because they're bound by and limited by using this template. And it's such a shame. You've just done a 24-hour stream. Becky. Hi, Sam. Becky, what were you streaming for 24 hours? Huh? How come I've not seen you streaming yet? Clubland stuff for 24 hours. Now you've come here. Oh, babe. Thank you. But yeah, Josh, it's always a pleasure talking to you about music stuff. So thank you. Thank you for sending this tune in. It's so fun. I don't know where that vocal's from. I've not heard the original of it. So, I mean, I'm out of touch anyway. So you just have to listen to someone who's really good at making music. Dave, Dom, Nogga, people like that. And, there are much higher levels than... There are much higher levels you can get to. Yes. But also, I mean, I've been in with two of those. I've not been in with Dom, but I would love to. Dom, if you're listening... So when I went in with Dave and when I've been in with Nogga, they do make it look easy. And I ask questions when I'm in the studio with them, and like there's actually nothing in terms of, there's no like special plugin. I mean, there might be stuff that like, oh yeah, this is really good. Like, for example, Smart EQ or something, which is really, really, it's a fantastic, useful EQ for balancing out frequencies that you might not otherwise hear, especially when you start getting ear fatigue. So that could be coined by me, for example, as like a bit of a secret plugin. Not a secret now, because I've told you all about it. But my point is, It doesn't matter. Because without all of the other knowledge and that other little 1% of what goes into your tunes, which is you, and none of that can be replicated by one plugin. You know, there's no secret thing that they're all doing. There probably used to be years ago. There was a bit more gatekeeping with stuff, but certainly not anymore in terms of like the music production. I think we're in much more of an open source mindset. Well, upsetting watching it. I know, right? Experience is everything. Experience, understanding fundamentals of sound design, music theory, physics is going to be, maths is going to be so helpful. You don't even need to know that. You probably know it more on a intuitive level, but if you want the same results over and over again, it can be useful to understand what it is that you do know. Yeah, BK is amazing. Some people have just got it, I think. And really the main thing is drive. The main thing is enthusiasm. Like if you do it every single day, not it, stop it. I couldn't do it every day. Oh, definitely not. But if you could do music every single day, like making music for hours and hours and hours a day, you're bound to get better at it. Like at the moment, I'm learning Japanese and I'm doing Japanese. I'm learning a bit of Japanese every single day. I need to ramp it up now because if I don't do that, then I'll probably never ever become fluent in it. But it is a given that if you just apply yourself to something and just do it, even when it feels tough, because you have to have that wrestle with your mind some days where you're like, oh, yeah, but I left it at this moment where I don't really know what I'm doing with it, or I can't be arsed, or I'm too tired. You just do it tired. Do it angry. Do it happy. Do it tired. You'll be fine. Nihongo sukoshi wakari masu. What does it mean? What does it mean? I don't know what that means yet. I can tell you you're a good lawyer. At the moment, I'm doing like soku, doku, that kind of thing. I understand a little Japanese. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. So I'm trying to work out what all of the haranga things are as well. You're gonna Google this, yeah? And I did proper dumb, and I did. But yeah, my point is, hey Siri. My point is, it's something that I'm really, I don't know what it is about learning. I love learning. I don't mind being crap at something for a while, if I can, just chip away at it. So, but yeah, it just requires us to be okay with not being instantly gratified with results. DJing, for example, is quite instantly gratifying. DJing, everyone's like, oh yeah, you're fucking ace, you are. Making a tune, that's done in the background. That's done in private a lot of the time, and it takes a lot more hours, a lot more frustration. I mean, learning DJing does obviously, but I think music production is a lot harder than learning to DJ. So much you can learn from outside hard house. Though quite a lot of people limit themselves not listening to other genres and the stuff they do. Yes, very true. Very true. There's a lot of good music out there. Another one of my one-to-one students, he has a rule, and his rule is that he won't play the same song more, 75% of the tunes that he plays, he won't play more than once. And I kind of understand why he's doing that. So he's always being introduced to or going out there finding new music to be a DJ with. And he's always coming up with really interesting mixes in multiple genres and and making it all work. And yeah, I quite like that mindset, really. I thought there was something quite interesting and will always top up your creativity and your inspiration. I'm terrible for it. I can get really stuck in my ways with the music that I listen to. But I know enough not to do that as well. So thank you, Josh, for sending that in. Next up, we've got Soul Seers. And this is Soulshine. There we go. That is Soul Seers and excuse me, Soul Shine. Very classic trance sounding. This is out now on Beatport. Nath, exactly. Very dreamy. It does sound like Motorcycle. Yes. Hello, Mary. I really like the progression in it. I always like it when a progression, I was going to say scares me then. Scares me. When it surprises me. When I can't preempt it. And that's what I found with that. Hi, Martin Guy. I liked the fact that there wasn't a vocal in this. If it was me, I would always slam a vocal on stuff. And I think that comes from an inherent fear of my melodies and riffs not being enough. Even though saying that, I do have my track Metal that's coming out soon, which doesn't have any words in it. But I did a lot in terms of wavetable and other types of synthesis and evolving the sounds in that. And that kind of was like, I think that's kind of like a rule for me, at least, is not a rule, but something that a mindset that I'll have. If I'm not using a vocal, then I'll make sure that I put a lot of time and effort into the synthesis or the melody, the riff, something, I'll spend a lot of time crafting those elements of the track, or maybe the drums if it's like techno or whatever. But the thing is about using a vocal is the vocal can kind of hide any, I'm not going to say mistakes, but it can hide errors. It can hide loops, can hide errors, make it sound a bit more, messy in a good way. So if you can make music where you don't feel the need to use a vocal, not all the time, just sometimes, then you'll learn something in that. You'll learn something, or spend more time on the elements that you do have there. Because the attention, I think that's a better way of putting it. The attention goes onto the vocal, so it can kind of can fool you into thinking, the track's done now. Or it not even fool. Sometimes the track is done. Sometimes you don't have to obsess over everything like I do and other people might do. Sometimes it's fine. But I liked this track because it didn't need to have a vocal. But it could have one. And it would sound pretty cool, but I liked it how it was. I think it was very stylistic of 90s trance. Very dreamy, as Nave said. Yes, very, very nice. So yeah, thank you for sending it in, Soul Seers. And please make sure you go and follow them. If it's not got 1 million channels in the mixer, it's not done. God damn it. I know. How many mixer channels do people usually have on their projects? Put it in the chat, please. I'm going to say I know what mine is. Mine's roughly around 50. About 30, Martin Guy says. That's probably a sensible amount. Yeah, mine's about 50. And when I like not most of it, a good percentage of that will be my effects. So every single like riser, boom, one shot, they'll all be on their own mixer channel. So that probably takes about at least 10 to 15 channels. So, and automation as well, including it. But what about on the mixer, JLF? My high trance track on HTE had 120. Wow. I sumstack as well. Sumstack? What do you mean by sumstack? Do you mean like bus groups? Is that what you mean by sumstack? Yeah, so with my bus groups probably, it's Logic's thing. Okay, cool. Busing, yeah. So yeah, without bus groups, then probably mine's 40 channels. How many bus groups do I have actually? I have I don't have one for kick and bass. I just have them. I have one kick on its own, straight into the master. And then I have all my other drums. So all like the percussion and stuff. Hi-hats, rides, clap, all that in percussion. So that's 2. Then I have all the basses. 3. And then I have loops. 4. Synth lines, so all the synths and melodies. 5. Vocals. My fills I have separate. FX, that's 8. And sometimes I'll have my acid on its own as well. That's not really a bus. That's just going straight to the master. So say 7 or 8 bus groups. Yeah. Night bus, says Richie. Yeah. Then output stems and bus stuff up and mix down, then master. Stops me chaining stuff for the sake of it. Yeah. Everyone's got a different technique, haven't they? And sometimes, again, you know what I said earlier about ending up doing stuff just because we've always done it might not be optimal. It might be fine, but it might not be. Like I have bus groups, but I don't have anything on the bus group. Like I think I used to glue stuff on the bus group. If anything, I might have I used to put like my transition filter on the bus group, but I like to know if I wanted to have my transition filter on just one of the synths, for example, and not the other one. I've just ended up putting them back onto the actual channel now anyway. So I don't really have anything in the bus group. My bus groups are mainly just for soloing. And not having to, you know, when you're mixing down, not having to then remix down everything. I can then just do it from the bus group. But I don't really do it for any other reason than that anymore. Again, it's one of those little... No, I think I'll always do that. But there might be some stuff that, you know, might just be something that you just do. And then you've always done it. And then you don't really question it. But it might be detrimental. Or it might be... you know, holding you back in some way. I think one of the main ones for me was taking my limiter off the master. That really helped. Unless I'm doing some weird synthesis stuff, and then I'll definitely have it on. I like Soothe 2 on the bus only subtly. Ooh. Yeah. What on what bus group? All of them. What does it do that you like? And when you say subtly, are you like doing it parallel, or are you just using it a little bit? I'm guessing like Soothe. I don't think have I used it. Soothe 2. It's a de-esser, isn't it? Yeah, so it's removing harsh frequencies. Okay, so I use my equivalent, which I use on every single channel when I'm mixing down, is Smart EQ. So same thing. Yeah. The reason my Smart EQ is good is because it uses AI to calculate those the frequencies, the harsh frequencies, and then it flattens them out for you, and then you can then change the level yourself. But yeah, go and have a look into it. But yeah, if that's doing the same job, then it's fine. Yeah, Smart EQ is so good. I am on mainly FL Studio. I'm very, very quick on FL Studio, but I also can use Ableton. They made me use Ableton at university, but I can't fault Ableton. Well, I can actually. I don't like the piano roll. I do not like the piano roll, but I love everything else about Ableton. We had to like make our own devices, our own plugin, at uni using Max for Live, which was really cool. The piano roll for me just ruins the experience. I do think that that is actually just because I'm so used to FL Studios, mostly, because other people seem to just cope with Ableton's just fine. And it's fine once you get used to it. It's just little things like double clicking to get rid of the note in the piano roll in Ableton, whereas in FL Studio it's a right click. So the routing in Ableton isn't as flexible for complex stuff. Do you think so? Yeah, I heard that what version of Ableton have I got? I've got 11. So is it on Ableton 12 now? Because I heard that they were sorting out the piano roll, but yeah, FL is really good for if you just want to go under the hood and fuck around with stuff. And I love Patcher as well. I think Patcher's really good for doing more experimental stuff. I'm on 12 and it's still CAC. No, but this is it. It's important to try another DAW because at least then you'll know why you're using the one that you're using, and it will help you to be even more secure about using that one, because sometimes people are like, oh, I can't believe you're using Fruity Loops. You're using Fruity Loops. It's like Dance EJ. It's like, no, stop it. It's not like that anymore. They've all got the same audio engines. They're all the same. It's just what you prefer. Yeah, you can suck my fruity nuts. Yeah, the groove pools are good with Ableton. Do you know what? Ableton, if you want to just get shit done, go with Ableton. If you want to be a bit more creative and have a bit more tangents, knowing, by the way, the disclaimer on this is you probably won't get stuff done until you learn to rein yourself in, then go with FL Studio. And also, if you're more like really technical minded and you're really into the whole sound design, creating your own plugins, making your own devices, going proper under the hood, then something like Bitwig would be really good for you. Yeah. Oh, so Martin Guys just said, yeah, exactly. Bitwig would be great. Cubase, I started on Cube. I can use Cubase as well, so that's okay. That's 3. But I used Cubase like 20 years ago when I first started learning. And Reason, I can use Reason as well. But Reason was just really freaky because of the patch bay on the back. But we used to use Reason rewired. We used to use Rewire with Cubase 5.2 VST. And then use the NN19 sampler from Reason, but within Cubase. So yeah, FL is great for allowing you to make stuff 53 times as complicated it needs to be as it needs to be, and change your sound in a way only you will notice. Yep. But that's... Why are we doing this? Next tune. Okay, next we've got Sparx. And this is an awesome track. This is Machina. I've done a Machina track recently. Really got back into Machina. Well, got into Machina. And I knew about it. Like... I knew about Machina, but I didn't really appreciate it in the way that I do now, for whatever reason. And I think you will really enjoy this tune. So here we go. This is Sparx and Technology Terminator. Make sure you go and give him a follow as well, gang. I'll give you his SoundCloud in a second.
Once again, bass, drive, bass, drive, technology, Terminator, bass, drive, bass, drive, bass, drive,
Really, really nice. I liked, before I forget, I just want to say I liked the fact that you used a harmonic of the root note for the outro bass line note. It just kind of lifted it towards the end, so I'll just go back and show you what I meant. And then, so instead of going to, you go, so instead of being on the da 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 on the outro, which is the root note, you're using a fifth, I think. Yeah, you're going down to that note, so that's not a fifth. That is a full step below the root note. I love that. How simple is that? But that's really, really nice. I really like that. I'm going to be using that in my own stuff. So cool. What a fucking moment. I love that. I love that concept. That's really, really cool. That's blowing my mind, actually. I have some other notes that I made. At 4 minutes in, I would have the bass line continuing to follow the melody pattern. So it just sounded off to me because you'd already used the melody, the bass line following the melody pattern, and then at 4 minutes it didn't. I don't know if this was intentional or not. I'll show you where I mean.
Once again, please.
Like I would, yeah, like because it's in the middle of the track, we've already had the main break. We've already had a breakdown. And see, this is earlier on, right? We've had the breakdown, the first breakdown, and then you're coming into it, and you already do it. If you're gonna use the flat bass on that melody, I would do it at this point, which we're around 2 minutes 16. So this bit. See, this is your big moment. This is when the bass line is following the melody. That should be kept because that's a big moment. That should be later on in the track. If you want to have the bass line flat for now to keep it kind of like ticking along and keep that tension there, do it that way around to have the flat bit here at 2 minutes 16, and then later on, then hit us with the bass line following the progression or doing the progression along with that melody, if that makes sense, because you're rewarding the listener then. And what else did I put? I love the all-important key change. Always love a good key change. And I also thought that your snare rolls were a little bit too loud in the mix. That's it. But I loved it. I loved it. Really, really cool. Thank you so much for sending it in, mate. You made it in November. I would go back now if you've had enough time away from it to go and listen to it on fresh ears. You know what it's like when you're too close to something. Like, we can't really ascertain what is what. Especially if you've got ear fatigue. Even I think sometimes, even like after a couple of days, maybe even a week, I sometimes like to leave stuff and maybe even like technically forget about it and then go back and listen to it. And then I can listen to it objectively and not hyper fixate on like the last thing I was doing, like the vocal or the 303s, because I'm still too close to it. I'm still too personal to it. But yeah, everyone make sure you go and follow Sparx Machina, please. Ear fatigue is awful, isn't it? But we have so many great tools around us to help combat that now. Auto gain was a massive deal when that came in. And things like Soothe and Smart EQ for helping with certain frequencies and stuff. So it's all very well saying use your ears, and I will still say that because it is true. But you know, it's nice that we've got stuff that can help us with that as well. I mixed on my monitors. I have to fix SBIR though, so that could be why. Is that like the frequency response or something for your speakers? SBIR. I think you mentioned that the other day on my stream, didn't you? It could be. I personally just think that that's something that you can probably hear. It's just not a big deal. What I'm saying here is maybe even subjective. Yeah, so don't worry about that being true, in inverted commas, or not, about the snare rolls being too loud. You know best at the end of the day. So, but yeah, sometimes it can be it's weird though, because you kind of get used to your own room, don't you? You get used to how it sounds. Before I had a sub speaker in here, I would often not have enough sub in my tracks, and then I would have to go into Guy's studio and then listen to them in Guy's studio, and it used to be wildly different. And then I got used to it and how much bass I could put into my tracks, and now that I've got a sub again, that's kind of changed everything again. So, but yeah, you get used to it. It's just certain frequencies I can't hear, phase cancellation, and some are doubled wavelengths. So you've got like some standing waves issues in your. How have you set out your room then? Have you got a lot of reflections in your room then? I mean, just simple stuff will help. And I've got carpet on my walls. Having a diffuser will help. Egg boxes on the walls. Anything that's just going to make stuff not reflect directly. What sub have I got? It's a Mackie to go with my Mackie speakers. It is It's a CRX. And again though, this is don't get into this fucking rabbit hole. Or do what you want. It's your life. If you want to spend all your life in rabbit holes to do with getting your, I don't know, kick and bass relationship absolutely amazing. So I'm not trying to do too many things at once. Then do it. Whatever you want to do. But what was I going to say? I was going to say the rabbit hole of everything sounding, acoustically amazing in your room. Because Guy, for example, he made a lot of his best music on a family hi-fi system with shitty speakers. Hang on, what's my... Hang on, it's Mackie CRX sub. Yeah, it's the Mackie CR8S XBT 8-inch subwoofer. They're about 200 quid. They're also Bluetooth as well. So what happens is you then connect your other monitors to the sub. Then you've got like your crossover frequency, so you can change that where you want the sub to start and you want your main monitors to begin, and then it all works off Bluetooth. So what it means is if you've got like something on your phone that you want to listen to and you're in your studio, you can just like you can just like Bluetooth it from your phone. The reason why this was interesting to me was recently I had someone in for music production 1-to-1, and she had her laptop and we couldn't get we were having issues like just connecting my audio interface to her computer. I think she's on a Mac. I can't remember now. It was something simple, but we couldn't sort it out. And then Guy just said, why don't you use your sub and just Bluetooth it? I was like, what? And I was like, oh shit, yeah, because it's powered by the sub now, because the speakers now go through the sub and not through my sound card anymore. So it worked. We managed to do the whole session with my monitors, with her laptop working off my desk, but without having to do any rewiring of my own setup in my studio. So yeah. But yeah, that's the one that I have. It's a Mackie CR8S XBT. I'll put you a link to it in the chat now as well. There you go. I'll put it in the notes for the YouTube as well. Yeah, it's also the same one that Guy uses in his studio. That's why I got mine. I was like, well, if it's good enough for Guy, I'll get one too. And I'm really glad I did. It just allows you to have that confidence in your bottom end. And who doesn't want confidence in their bottom end, huh? Exactly. Okay, next up we have got Pick the Flowers. Now, Pick the Flowers is a girl called Chloe, and I went to university with her. And she has made a track, and it's called Wednesday. I'm going to have a listen to it now. There we go. That is out now. It came out a few days ago, 7th of March. That is Pick the Flowers, one of my fellow students at university. Yeah. I'm so proud of you, Chloe. This is an amazing track. It really is. It's so, I think someone else mentioned it as well, very emotional. I love the modulations in this. It's very synth poppy, really unique, very authentic. Haunting is a good word to use, and I liked it a lot. I think I remember in your email you said that this was a track about, I don't want to paraphrase you, let me just go and have a quick look at what you said. Okay, so you said it's a dark pop song with themes surrounding I can't say this word. I'm so dyslexic. Existentialism and imposter syndrome. Wow. Wow. That's deep. I really, really like that track. You should be so proud of yourself, mate. Thank you so much for sending it in. And guys, make sure you go and follow Pick the Flowers. Be there at the start. Oh my goodness, Kutski, thank you very much for the raid. I hope you had a really good stream, mate. I hope you had a good one. Hello and welcome in, raiders. You are here on the demo drop. Hi, Keza. You leave Richie alone now. You leave him alone, big bully. So yeah, thank you very much again, Kutski. Love you, man. Love you so much. And yeah, welcome in, everyone. I was listening to Kutski's YouTube video he did the other day. I think it was called Hard House Tunes That You Might Have Forgotten About. And I was listening to it in the kitchen. It was brilliant. Going to cost me a fortune on Discogs, though. Yeah, be goodish, Keza. Yeah. Well, welcome in, everybody. So for those of you that don't know, I do a thing called the demo drop every Tuesday. And, well, mostly every Tuesday. I'm back now after my thingamabob, my kidney operation. Feeling a lot better now, a bit brighter. So if you are an aspiring or even an established producer, then please consider sending in a track to amberdpromo@gmail.com. Head to your email demo drop. Just send one tune, please. And that can be a WAV, MP3 or a SoundCloud link. Please don't use expirable WeTransfer links because it will take me a lot of time to get to your track. And I will let you know when your track's going to be played on the stream. There's a massive backlog, by the way, right now. And if you are waiting, I can only apologise because the things got really popular. And there's been a lot of people sending music. And I have a big problem with missing out anyone's email. So I'm trying to get through them as much as I can. But if you do want your track to be fast-tracked and you want it to be played on next week's show, for example, if you've already sent in an email, then all you need to do is send me a message on Facebook before 4 p.m. on a Tuesday and let me know your email address and the track name, and I will put it on the show that day. So even though there is a big backlog, don't let that put you off. All you need to do is remember to send me a message on Tuesday before 4 p.m. and I'll put it on the show. Thank you, JLF. There you go. JLF says, such a great show. Helped me so much with getting more confidence in sharing my music. I think we can all say that, me included. It's a great place for us all to be accountable and remind ourselves that this is a journey. And in fact, we think that we want the end result, but really it's about the journey that is the important thing. Isn't that like a meme by, what's her face? Miley Cyrus. She talks about that, doesn't she? in her deep voice. But it's true. It's true. It is about the journey. We think that we want the end result, and that's kind of nice as well, because that shows us how far we've come. But really, it's about proving something to yourself, surprising yourself, reinventing yourself almost as well, and being creative, again, in a very deep level. There's a reason. Why do you think it is? Why do you think it is that we are creative? What is it about humans? Why do we want to be creative? What is it? What's it all about? Frequencies, says Martin. Yeah, maybe. Possibly. Because we are mad as a bag of spiders. ADHD? The fear of the unknown and the lust for control? Yes, all of the above. It's whatever it means for you, but creativity is something that all of you have got. You've all got that in you. It's just that sometimes we don't remember to be creative, or we don't prioritize being creative. Thank you for the follow there, mate. Hello. But everything that you see once started as a thought in a human being's mind. Cups were once a thought. USB sticks once just a thought, and then humans created them. Like the whole fucking universe was created. Am I glitching? I'm sure I just glitched then. Let me just take a few of my tabs off. Oh, well, I was definitely glitching my end. It's okay. Everything is creativity, and that's why you feel good when you do it. That's why thank you, Richie. That's why it feels really good. And also it's nice to have something that you can just take yourself away from drama and the news and the kids, and just find this silence. Like, like meditation, right? I can meditate, but I found other ways of getting to that place within myself. And that place is through my music, and especially through my DJing. And I know all of you will have something that you can do where you don't think about anything in that time. It could be gardening. It could be writing. It might be walking. There'll be something that you do that might be something at work, anything that's kind of repetitive and allows you to kind of get lost in it, or something that you can put your own you into. Dancing, going out with the weekend, seeing friends, having a chat, that's creative. So many ways that you can be creative. Lying, getting out of trouble, still creative. Just find ways that you could do it. Games are another great example. But yeah, it's anything that you can do. I mean, walking, I don't know if walking is creative, but my point is just to find something that is allowing you to, I guess walking could inspire creativity. So it's a way in. That's definitely true for me. But yeah, it's very, very inherently deeply ingrained into us to be creative. So try and do something creative every day. Don't put it to the last thing on the list of things to do. Yesterday I did that. Hello, Holly Amber. Yesterday I nearly did that. I've been working on a track, and on Monday morning I got back from dropping the kids off at school, and I had a couple of admin jobs to do first, and I didn't do them. I went in the studio instead, and I continued on my project. And that's something that I wouldn't normally do. I would normally do all of my sensible stuff first and then do the fun thing. And I didn't. I did the fun thing first, and I felt a lot better for it. The other stuff could wait. I was like, fuck it. We'll just do it later. And I'm glad that I did. So prioritise your creativity, because you'll feel a lot better for it. And you've all got something to say. Next up, we've got the Ruff Mate and Caméléonx. I can't say that. And it's got like little apostrophes above the E. So I'm probably saying it wrong anyway. And this is called D.T.T.M. And this is a track that he's made, or they've made, and it's at the ideas stage at the moment. So anyone who's got any ideas, put them in the chat. Here we go.
You dance through the moments when you feel the weight. You dance through the moments when you feel the weight. You dance through the moments when you feel the weight. You dance through the moments.
Okay, there we go. That is some guy called Pete, aka The Ruff Mate. Thank you for the follow there. This is exactly what I mean by being different, being authentic, experimenting, and not trying to get it all done in one day. So this track has been 3 months ago he's uploaded this, and he's not finished it yet. And I like that because even though I think sometimes it can be not dangerous, that's far too dramatic. It can be a hindrance to not get stuff done quickly because then we just end up with loads of unfinished things. But if you adapt at finishing stuff, it's good to then sometimes leave stuff alone for a bit. And because you might not be ready for an idea yet. You might not be ready to finish it. And if you know there's something really, really good about this project that you're on, don't rush it. Let it wait because you might find someone might come in and collab on it, or konnichiwa, chiwa, chiwa mimi tantan, yay. So so you can have an idea and you might just have one piece of the jigsaw puzzle and someone else might have the other. The other person, the someone else might even be you, but a future you. So once you've left it a little bit longer, acquired new skills, any of the above. So I like the fact that you've left this because I think there's something really interesting about this. I don't know what it is. But do you know what I love about this show is in the chat, there are people who are non-music producers. Now, I'm not going to say that. Non-audio engineers. So, like a producer doesn't have to be someone who's clicking the buttons. And a producer is someone with the creative ideas and stuff. So it could be someone that's not necessarily, making the actual music, but they just provide the ideas, which is just as important, if not more important. But I really love the way that, I think it was Becky. Becky was using some very descriptive, hello Ems. Becky was using some very descriptive words to do with what she was feeling about this track. She said, big iron garage door opening after 50 years. What else did you write? You wrote some other stuff. You wrote some other things that it was making me think of the music in that kind of a way as well. So Pete's saying, what about a bit of breakbeat in the breakdown? Maybe. So Becky's put phases on stun. So she's just saying stuff, but she's saying stuff that it's making her think of. Battlestar Galactica. I got that from this. I was thinking about Battlestar Galactica type stuff. And it's really weird that you said that because on the artwork for this on SoundCloud, there's kind of like this like stone robot kind of like creature. And that in itself, that artwork makes me kind of like think my imagination's going in a certain place. So I really like the way that non-audio engineers hear the music that we make and respond to it. Does that make sense? Because I think it's important to be said, because that's why I really like the fact that we have non-music people, non-music making people in the chat, because I think they're extremely important to like the end result and how the track's being translated to you guys. And that's why I love your stuff, The Ruff Mate, Pete, because it's not really following any particular genre. You're not worrying about that. You're listening to things on the level of, oh, that's interesting, that's pricking my ears up, and that's how you should listen to stuff and not critique it too much. And I really like that. Again, I've said this a few times about your music. I do find it very refreshing to hear stuff that's so weird in a really good way. So yeah, thank you for sending it in, mate. There you go. I've wanted Pew. You're not allowed to do any of those things. No, you are chief emote engineer. That's your role. Get used to it. Next up, we've got Leelo, and this is Charlie's Melody. There we go. That is Leelo and Charlie's Melody. I really like this. Now, I've just noticed something as well about this tune. It was made 13 years ago. How cool is that? It was made 13 years ago. And I only just noticed that. I would have thought it could have been easily from quite recently. So for something that was 13 years old, even more respect. I think that's really, really cool. I thought the melody lead needed to be a little bit louder in the mix. However, I really loved the kick and the rumble relationship was excellent. Really, really nice. Really, really nice. And yeah, 13 years ago. I don't know if Leelo is in the chat at the moment or not, but wow. So on his SoundCloud, he's saying, thumping hard style track that just smacks you in the face to get noticed. Charlie's Melody is my best track I've made yet. From a piano melody to a gabba phase. Yeah, so I really like that, the part where it's sped up and then went back again. There's a lot of expression in this track. And expression is kind of difficult. It gave me a bit of a nod to Scott Project in that respect. You know, like with Scott Project stuff, it's very, very expressive. He doesn't worry about keeping to the confines of snap to grid and 4/8, 16, 32 bars. You know, it's not worried about that. It's and even like 13 years ago, to be able to speed up and then slow down a track, I mean, it was still relatively easy to do, especially if you did it post rendering it. But it takes it, like, those are just extras that will take quite a bit of like thinking about and actually executing, doing it well, that most of us don't bother doing it. But it's those little details that can make a track from being good to being extremely memorable, and then that for me now is extremely memorable. So yeah, but yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. Thank you so much for sending that in. Make some more, please. I hope that's not the last track that you've ever made, but I understand that if that's like a track you're really proud of, that's why you've sent it in. But yeah, it was, wasn't it, C. James? Yeah, I agree. The melody was lovely. Everything about it was really nice. Yeah, thank you. Next up, we have got Sam G, and this is Stupid Love. Stupid Love. Fucking stupid. Stupid fucking love.
Season, I'm spicy. I too touch too much.
There we go. That is Sam G, Stupid Love. Obviously, straight away, I was like, oh, I really, really like that, but I need to know where that vocal's from if I'm going to sign it. Hello to Joe Ventura, by the way. Hi, darling. I love you. I hope you're well. But I'm not sure where that vocal's from. I think he said it's from like some TikTok thing. So, I don't think I'll be able to sign it. I know I love you more than you love me. Impossible. Yeah, I've not heard the vocal before, but I'm always really careful now. I had an issue quite recently with one of my releases, and it nearly got me booted off my Label Works distribution. Well, they didn't say that, but I wouldn't have blamed them. What it would have happened is there's a clause in my record label contract which means that the responsibility does fall back on the artist, but obviously I didn't want that to happen. So what happened was there was a vocal in the track that I signed that my artist had got from a royalty-free pack. A royalty-free pack, which still doesn't mean shit. So what had happened was this royalty-free track, or this vocal was sold in this royalty-free pack. But what used to happen years ago was they used to put, I'll tell you exactly which vocal it was. It's Ein, Zwei, Drei, Polizei is the name of the track. I know I've heard that vocal before, but I didn't think too much of it because it's the very first time I've ever had this situation happen as a record label owner in like 17 years. And I asked him where he'd got the vocal from, and he said, oh, I got it from a royalty-free pack. So I looked further into it with Label Works. Label Works were fantastic. They were really helpful. So what used to happen years ago was on the ends of vinyl records, you would have the vocal, like the a cappella. Joe will remember this. And it would just be on its own. So people used to rip them. And anyone that's ever used SoulSeek, Napster, that kind of stuff, peer-to-peer stuff, you'll know that like there's all of these a cappellas all the time, like floating around the internet. And it's always been that way. So sometimes those vocals will get kind of like packaged up into a technically royalty-free, seemingly royalty-free sample pack. And you got to be real careful because some of them aren't. Now, they've said that this is something that doesn't always happen. Usually labels will not chase you, but I did get chased for mine because of this specific record label are very, very, very territorial over their music. So I was quite lucky that I didn't actually get in trouble because they knew that I wasn't that big that record label and they didn't bother with it. But it did mean that everything had to be taken down. They had to issue a takedown order, and I think that cost like at least €1,000. So the record label was a German record label, and this particular record label, they're very, like I say, they were very, strict with this kind of thing. So, quick story, I sampled a vocal, knew it was wrong, but took a shot anyway, but gave the writer credit. They eventually came and said, hey, you sampled our song. We said, yes, we did. And we gave you the writer's credit. He said, really? And we said, yes, look here. And they were so impressed. They said, thank you, and asked us if we wanted to sample anything else. There we go. There we go. That is amazing. That is the best possible outcome. It's a risky thing, but no, that's really cool. Well, again, it's probably because it's a good quality track. A lot of the big speaker music stuff is all good quality. So I'm sure it'd be in their interest to, not be closed-minded about it, because everyone samples everything all the time. But yeah, you do need to be a lot more careful. The other thing I was going to say was, this was something that I don't know all the details of this, but it's quite interesting if you want to look into it further. Hang on. What's his fucking name? Oh my God. I hate having my brain sometimes. Who did I Feel Good? Who was it? Something Brown. James Brown. James Brown is a good example. So James Brown went around. James Brown went and sued the fuck out of anyone that sampled any of his music. But he did it in this kind of like covert way. I think he originally said it was okay for people to do it. Something I'm paraphrasing right now, but I half remember stuff sometimes. But I remember watching a documentary on it, and then he went out and he proper sued loads of people over using samples of his music. But yeah, it's kind of like the same thing. So basically, what happened in my exactly. But it was kind of the same situation as what happened with my situation and many others, where they used to put the acapellas at the ends of these vinyl, and you would assume that meant, oh, you can use them in a track, but it doesn't mean that. It does not mean that at all. And then from virtue of all these people having these acapellas, ripped from the ends of these vinyl years later, probably because people didn't foresee the fact that things went digital and there wasn't as much money to be made on it, and the money that you are making, you've got to kind of get it in because the whole system's fucking stupid. Then people started suing people for using these acapellas that were left on the end of vinyl. But yeah, very interestingly, oh, there we go, Becky. Thank you, Becky. Singer James Brown filed a $3 million lawsuit accusing the 20th Century Fox and other copyright infringement of his hit film The Commitments. The movie about an Irish soul band using Brown's performance of Please, Please, Please. Brown's music and persona appear throughout the film without his permission or consent. I mean, I get that. I get that. And I actually do understand why he would have a problem with people sampling his work. But I think the issue was the fact that I think he was okay with it initially and then went back on it. But I might be making that bit up. But yeah, I just think that the moral of the story is to be careful. Tony says, I got copyright striked on Twitch. I was using royalty-free music but had paid a license just to thank them for it. But then some random guy had pinched the tune exactly and just uploaded it to their Spotify. They had real problems trying to get the rights back to the song. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's so bad. The lawsuit is worse because it falls under sync, which is music with video. Yeah, it is a whole other different level. Exactly. Yeah. But and also I've noticed this. Well, I've had this happen in the past. I don't know if anyone, Richie will remember this. Some of you will remember. We had a guy years ago sending in music to this demo drop show, and he was pretending that he'd made all these tunes. He was literally taking old electro remixes from 2006 or whatever. And he was, thank you, T.T.T.M. Thank you for the bits. Do you remember that? He was Jeffrey when we had a whole thing don't be a Jeffrey. Basically, what he was doing, and he's not the only person that has ever done this, right? He was like, I've got a great idea. I'm going to bypass needing to make any music whatsoever. I'm just going to rip something from YouTube, and then I'm going to change the file name to my name and then a new name for the track. And I'm going to get it from 20 years ago a track from 20 years ago that probably no one will remember. But no, we're all old, and a lot of us do remember a lot of these tunes. And he got found out very, very quickly. And that's where we had the meme, "Don't be a Jeffrey." He got very threatening after that as well, saying that he was going to come back under a different name and submit even more. Yeah, it was so weird. It was so fucking weird. Because why? Why would you do that? But the thing is, he's not on his own. I've also known people rip other people's music, download it, and then get it signed to another label, and then it being released under a completely different name. I think that's happened in the trance scene. It's probably happened in multiple scenes. But I'm not even talking like changing it a little bit. Not even changing it a little bit. Just the WAV, download it from Beatport or whatever, and then just send it to a label. And the thing is, a lot of these people probably get away with it because there's so much music. I think, is it like 180,000 tracks a day are released online? At least it's something like that. I'm sure I had this conversation with someone recently. Oh my goodness. Lizzie and One says, I got my track stolen and released by someone under a new name too. Yeah, it's not fair at all. I don't think it's right. But these people, they will get their comeuppance at the end. I think it's on par with the whole bot farming for Spotify plays and shit like that. You got to be organic. Well, you don't have to be organic. You know, do what you want at the end of the day. But I just think that I'm a very integrity and morals are very, very important to me, and doing the right thing is. And also I like to stick up for those things that I find like I value. And it used to annoy me. It used to annoy me, but I don't let it annoy me anymore. I trust that karma will sort all of that out. I just find it pathetic. You know, someone's just blatantly nicking someone else's work. But then again, when I point the finger at someone else, there's always 5 fingers pointing right back at me because I've used someone else's work in one of my tunes. Even though it's not nicking the whole tune, like I've taken stuff from other people's, you know, music. But, you know, it's, yeah, I'm a bad person. Joe Ventura, thank you so much. Thank you for 500 bits, mate. I think that there is a limit to it, isn't there? There's artistic expression, or what's the word? Creative license. Yeah, I'm a sample-based producer as well, Joe. You know, I don't have that many original ideas. I'm not a singer. I think it's made it a bit more accessible now that we can use AI for those kinds of things, which can be really helpful. Although again, I don't think that it's right to rely on those things, but they can be a good placeholder before getting in a proper session singer to come and do a really good job of a vocal. So, yeah. Yeah, making stuff sound like Morgan Freeman. You got it. Yep. Yeah. It's crazy times, and like my feelings and my opinions around it are not hard and fast. They're not binary. They're certainly they're not set in stone, and they're not black and white. As soon as I'm getting more data for these, because everything is very, very strange at the moment in the AI tech world, and especially considering, you know, the old archaic manner in which music has been copywritten and distributed, and the money distribution side of it as well. So sometimes what I think is fair isn't necessarily feasible And that's where I speak to people who are record label owners. I'll speak to people who are doing marketing, and see these different perspectives, because it isn't as cut and dry as I sometimes want to believe that it is. It's very nuanced. But yeah, good talk. So check out the labels of training AI to sound like artists like Taylor Swift, and then doing AI 2.0 that is modelling AI 1.0 to say that it was built off AI. What? Is this allowed? Because there is a company that will protect your likeness online. So I would have thought someone like Taylor Swift, it's expensive, but you can protect your voice. Because the thing is, the reality is, what will happen is someone can make an avatar look like you, sound like you, and say things that you would never say, and do things on a video that you would never do. So yeah, I was going to say it would be highly illegal. I mean, the law is still not 100% up to date with that. All of that's still changing, but I do know there are some companies now. It's very expensive. I think it's about $1,000, $2,000, maybe a month, where this company will sweep the internet for things that look and sound like you and get rid of them, basically. So it's hard to sue an AI. Most of these sites have hidden names under it. I mean, they don't know who created them. Yeah. Ah. You just think, right? We're all laughing at AI at the moment. You remember the old video of Will Smith eating spaghetti? And has anyone seen any of the AI recently? It's getting better. It is getting better. It's still obviously AI, but it's getting. Do you know the reason why I would know that it was AI? Like lately, there's been ones about barnacles on whales. And there was there's barnacles on whales, and then there was like a car wash, the car wash bristles on a boat, and at first I was like, oh, that's good, that's nice that they're helping whales with barnacles on to get the barnacles off them in the sea. And then I was like, hang on, no, that's not how it works. That's not how it fucking works. And then I went through the comments, and the comments were, I'm fucking convinced that most of the comments on this video were all AI. Were all bots. But if you're an older person, you're not going to know. Whale wash, yeah. Even me to begin with, I was like, oh, that's clever. But it's getting harder. It's getting harder to know the difference of these deep fakes. And it's only going to get worse. Or more. I don't want to say worse, because I don't want to have a fear-based mindset about any of this. It's just going to be more difficult to detect. So, for better or worse, that is the way that things are going. So, we just got to embrace it at the end of the day. But yeah, it's interesting. DJ Starlord says, but then on the other side, the AI is an inspiration to a lot of people. I mean, you can create some nice content with it a lot faster with less budget. I think so. I think it makes things a lot more accessible. If anyone knows a little bit of my backstory, I do a lot of charity work. I went over to Sierra Leone a couple of years ago, and I was teaching child soldiers and street youth in Sierra Leone. They're only like 20 years out of a civil war over there. They don't have a lot. They don't have a lot at all. But what they do have is a lot of talent. And I do see that AI, and with things being free, open source, and things like OBS and things like that, it means that there isn't this gatekeeping that there once was. And it's something that you wouldn't necessarily think about in the Western world. Because we still think that we are limited and we are gatekeeping, or not we're gatekeeping, but there is gatekeeping. There probably is to a degree, but it certainly isn't on the level of what these kids are experiencing, you know, where most of the time, at least once a day, we'd have the power go out on the decks, on the Mac Studio PC, and then the generator would need to be started up, the petrol generator, in order to get the power back on. Like, that's the level that what. But these kids have got so much talent and so much enthusiasm. So much, and they have so little, but they have exactly the things that they need, and it's just a joy. I still speak to them every day. A lot of them are in my DJ group. We send stuff over for them, and yeah, they are just amazing kids. So yeah, we don't have to worry about any of this. We just utilize it in a good way, and it'll be fine. Next up, we have got Digital Mafia and Mark Taylor. And this is a song called Dirty Red Thong. See, this would be good for Joe's No Pants Friday show. So here we go. Digital Mafia, Mark Taylor, Dirty Red Thong. There we go. Dirty Red Thong. Now, I think we've all seen one of those, haven't we? Digital Mafia and Mark Taylor. Awesome tune. I mean, I've made tracks with Digital Mafia. Anyone that wants any engineering done in this style, house, go and give him a shout. He's awesome. And yeah, I love this tune. I like the bass line. It was like halfway between a donk and a wah. It was almost like, you know, the noise that Rolf Harris used to make with the board, the woo woo. Listen. Can you tell what it is yet? See? To be fair, I wouldn't put him past him to make a track called Dirty Red Thong. Did he wear a cardigan whilst making it? Probably. Yeah. A wobble board. Yeah. Oh, Clarko, thank you very much for 29 months. Thank you. Thank you. It's so kind of you. I really appreciate you. Thank you. Snaps and Crackles, welcome in. It's not a request show, unfortunately. This is a show where up-and-coming artists, or even established artists, can send in their track and we'll give you some feedback on it. So yeah, welcome in. Good to see you. You're welcome, Mark. Yeah, I really liked it. I've already put it in my promos section of my computer, so I can play it in my sets. So yeah, I really liked it. I thought it was obviously the standard that Dave works at is awesome as well, and I really like the fact that you've gone in the studio with him. He works best in collabs anyway. Like, it's really, really good to go and collab with someone like Digital Mafia. He's awesome. He's really cool. So yeah, thank you for sending it in. I haven't got your SoundCloud. I don't think you've sent me your SoundCloud. If you want to, just send it to me as an email. Reply to my email I would have sent you earlier, and I'll add your details to the YouTube version of this, because I've been recording the show and it will go out on YouTube probably in a few hours, maybe tomorrow, if you want to watch it back. So yeah, thank you everyone. That's our show today. It's been nice to get back and spend some time with you all and listen to some good music. So yeah, thank you. I'm just going to find a raid to stay where you are. And yeah, I will be seeing you on I might see you on Thursday. I don't usually stream anymore on a Thursday, but I might do, because I don't think I'm going to be on Friday. I think I'm going to be doing a live show from LDC Radio on Friday. I'm not sure though yet. I'm going to see how I feel. I'm trying not to. I've got a lot of students in soon, so I'm trying not to overdo it. But it's difficult. So let me have a look over on Team Brisk. Yeah, thank you guys. We've got Arptrix. We're going to go over and see Arptrix. I've not raided him for ages. And I will see you soon. I'll see you probably on Thursday, like I said. Thank you everybody. I really appreciate you. I love you very much, and I will see you next. Oh no, I won't see you next Tuesday. I'll see you on Thursday. Bye.